So the opposite of being gaslit is when you actually, get yourself back into your own intuition, which is in your body. Everyone's like, oh, it's the reptilian brain. But no, your reptilian brain is actually, that's a fear-based brain. But, when we do have a gut instinct about something, which is like lower, it's like a solar plexus feeling, or you just immediately react to something and you get yourself out of harm's way. Those are your instincts saving your ass, okay? And so what happens is people don't want you to have that because it's inconvenient to them. All right, so like your hair trigger response sometimes, yes, sometimes it's bad. If we're like doing things that cause harm to ourselves or others because we have so much PTSD that everything's kind of off, and then you need like a reset. But your normal instincts to like move your ass out of the way very quickly when something's coming down the road, or duck so you don't get hit by flying objects. I mean, those kinds of things, or like as an artist, as an actor, it's like your instincts really save you because they're true. It's the truth. And there's been so much debate about what is true and what isn't true, and so we want to get some self-time to kind of like process, whatever that means for you. But you don't want this, so don't spend so much time on your own that you get a little bit like, where you kind of lose your mind a little because you get a little too down in the conspiracy nonsense and the rabbit holes of like all the stuff that's going on, and too into your phone where you're watching too many things of like the politics and all the news and all this, and I don't care which side you're coming at it from, both sides can be, you want to get some sort of like balance, or whatever that is for you. So if you're already like kind of over there or over there, we want to get you kind of find your equilibrium, Maybe if you can, spend some alone time with nature, with some animals or horses or your pets or whatever, or people that ground you and make you feel like everything, we're thinking soothing, is a way back to spirit, back to yourself, to your true self, Okay, so I'm going to grab this card. Oh, we got it again. This is a different version of yesterday's Two of Pentacles, which as you see is the, the infinity symbol also, meaning that, we often do the work of circus performers. That's what this guy reminds me of. It's that juggling act in life of dealing with like, okay, we're in the 3D. This isn't necessarily the way I want things to. Okay, so yeah, balance, finding your own personal vibe, your own personal center in the crazy that's going on, what that looks like for you, because it's different for all of us. Each of us have our own feeling, and that feeling like we're on shaky ground. I mean, we actually are. There are earthquakes all the time, and so let's work together. Let's work separately and then together. Let's be, find our own space, take care of ourselves so we can come back together and be a source of resiliency and positivity for each other. And this isn't the airy-fairy BS kind of positivity that's like, everything's fine. That's hysteria, by the way. That's like, when you're so freaked out that like you think like everything is just fucking hilarious, excuse my French, but everything is so funny because it's just so terrible. And I have days where I feel that way when I see things going on, and that feeling of just like being spun out. And that's really what this is about. It's like, are you spun out? Take a minute, throw your stuff down and give yourself space to like throw a little bit of a tantrum. Seriously, screaming in the car. If you have a car, if you don't have a car, you know what? It's not nice to scream in the Uber, but get somewhere where you can make noise, whether that means you go for a walk or whatever that means for you, or you just have to do it into like a pillow. Like it would be great if they had a scream silencer. I mean, that sounds creepy, but because I don't mean like the gun thing, but just for like so we don't get carted off to padded rooms when you feel like you're going to just, like, you need, sometimes we're human, it's primal. When I was in acting class years ago, there was like a exercise that I loved called the primal scream, where everyone put their heads together and then you like breathe, 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 and at the end of it you let out this huge like sound, whatever that is, and it's just like this thing would erupt from everyone, and it was so amazingly freeing. So if you can get people to do that with you, that's really powerful too. It kind of resets your whole vibe. So, don't try to keep it all in, is what I'm saying. Let it out. And this is a really long one, so thank you for sticking around, and I will see you later. Have a wonderful 4/4.